start. Go ahead.
So, are you aware that Drake utilized AI in the Kendrick Lamar?
To update the firmware, I need more of your devices, so I didn't buy enough of your devices.
Yeah.
So, hello, welcome to the morning show. We took a 2-week break, and everything happened today. All of it. A little too much. Anyways, my name is Michael.
Yeah. My name's Aryan.
And I'm Lucas.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Anyways, we have a bunch of stuff to talk about. What do we start off? Do we just start off with the Apple event or the
Yeah.
other stuff?
I think we should definitely start off with Apple.
Okay. We're a little bit rushed because we have about an hour and 5 minutes to record this. And we'll see how long it goes. We might have to do 2 parts even, but it's fine. Hopefully not. Anyways, Apple event. Go.
So, I think the biggest news was obviously the M4 chip
Yes.
that Apple unveiled
100%.
with the new iPad Pro. It was really an iPad event in my opinion. Just
It was an iPad event.
It
In
was-
fact, they said it this
Yeah.
is like an iPad event. When
Yeah.
Tim Cook said his quarterly.
yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah. Apple's in a bit of a rough situation.
Apple.
You know.
Wait, what do you mean?
Stock wise, money wise,
really?
they've been flatlining. Like they haven't been going down. Well,
Yeah, but also you got to remember, like all of 2023, there was no new iPad.
yeah, and I feel like that's what Apple's really trying to make a statement here. They're trying to go, we have products that we can unveil. Like a lot of people are really underwhelmed by the M3. By what I have right here.
Yes, the M.
So-
Oh god, not this again.
So I think the M4 really sets us. Is telling
Yes.
everyone what
Yes.
Apple's trying. I mean, to be fair, like some of these stats here, they're a little skewed because
Yes.
it's M2 with iPad Pro instead of
If
they're not comparing it to M3 with a
Yes.
Mac, so it's different. But
if
just looking at the numbers, 1.5 times faster 10-core CPU performance.
wait, what does it say from the M2 chip to the M4 chip?
It says M2 with iPad Pro though, so it's not gonna
Okay,
be,
whatever. It's the same chip in the MacBook either way.
Yeah,
So let's say
no, but
what
but
did
the
they
Mac
say? How
but
much
the
more
MacBook
powerful?
has better architecture, so
The
it's a little
MacBook
flawed.
does have better architecture. Like, I'm gonna get into this later, but like, Apple's trying to push like their iPad out because like
Yeah.
iPad cool, but at this point, why wouldn't
Yeah,
you just buy a MacBook?
That's really interesting in the way that they're unveiling this new chip, an M4
Yes,
chip.
yeah,
Chips
that
that have
is
been
interesting.
traditionally, most of the time when Apple unveils a chip, they'll do it on a MacBook and then port it over to an iPad like a couple months later. In this case, it's very interesting how they've directly
Yeah, they
unveiled
did
it
just-
on an iPad.
they
That's
did
very
just
interesting.
skip M3 on an iPad.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe
And
they
they skipped M3 usually they'd add it to a lot more products. They've had
fair,
an M3 Pro.
but also they did skip whatever it's called M2 with an iMac.
yeah, they did. iMacs are kind of dying now. Does anyone?
No,
feel like
not
they are?
really, not really, because like, I understand at this point why would you get a desktop if you can get a laptop. I understand that argument, but for example,
Well, it's just because of how well done I feel like monitors are nowadays.
Oh, fair.
People just like
the
you,
iMac monitor is pretty
when
good.
you think
actually.
about like monitors 10 years ago, these big bulky things that are just kind of like weird and awkward
Mhm.
to have on your desk. And I think the iMac was really cool in the sense that it was actually kind of
Yes.
slim.
yes,
Design was very nice,
It
and
was
that's
beautiful.
what made the iMac so incredible. Thinking back
it's
10
not
years.
just like the iMac. It's like some of those old studio displays, like the
Yeah.
first one. It
Yeah.
still looks modern to this day. It looks beautiful.
yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so what got unveiled at the event, like hardware wise, because
So
except the chip, like
we
hardware
had
products.
we had the iPad Pro. That was definitely like the
Yes, sir.
headliner there
Yes,
with the
sir.
new M4 chip.
And what is that retailing for, if I may ask?
So wait, let me. look
Yeah,
here.
you have it pulled up. I have something never pulled up.
It's I think it's they did the same price. 11 inches 1,000, 13.
11 inch. Oh yeah, I want to talk about the. Okay, so 11 inches is 1,000, and 13 inches is
1,300.
1,300. I mean, that's a big. That's a big thing.
13-inch for 1,300 is kind of insane.
That is kind of a little much.
Like at that point,
Wait,
like
whoa, 13 inch. So you can just buy a 13.6 inch MacBook Air.
that's what. No. But to be fair, this is an M4. So
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know who this is. They're really like the iPad Pro
Yes.
used to be just people who wanted to show off a big iPad. Like,
That's fair.
Now I feel like they're really being like, nah, this
And-
really has to be for creative
and-
professionals.
And what else happened, if I may ask?
So they also had the well, software wise, we'll get into that later.
No,
but
not software.
Hardware wise, they also unveiled the new
iPad Air, I believe.
iPad Air. Yeah.
How many? How big is that?
So let me look.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. We're kind of a little bit rushed today because
Yeah.
everything had to happen today.
Yeah, I mean even Google was like.
Yes, even
chiming in.
Google was like.
So I mean, iPad Air 11-inch, $599, 13-inch, $799. So
Oh, 13-inch. That's cool because like that's showing off what Apple's doing. Apple's trying to get more value for the money with like the 15. So like if you came into an Apple store and said I want a big laptop, they would say, oh, we have a 16-inch MacBook Pro which costs $2,500.
no, but now with
Now
the,
you can say
yeah.
like with the 15-inch MacBook Air, and if like some coffee shop wants like a iPad or whatever, they don't have to buy an iPad Pro.
Yeah.
That's nice. And there's new Apple Pencil, which has
Yeah.
some cool features. Also, they did it on. Also, it's very thin. I see.
Yeah, both of them were thinner. They tried to make thinner.
Oh, damn, that's thin. That's like a sheet of paper. Wow. I'm looking at a picture right now. That's very thin.
That was kind of awkward.
That was kind of awkward.
Maybe you want to cut this part out.
Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Maybe I
All
won't.
in all, I think this Apple event was pretty solid.
It was
they-
solid. It was solid.
Introduced some very cool new
Wait, does anyone know if
things.
they introduced the yearly iPhone color revive?
No, I don't think they did.
That's interesting.
That is interesting. And like, it would be nice if the iPhone 15 wasn't purple. That would have been nice.
Yeah.
And like a nice tinted shade of purple. That would look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also, the 10th generation iPad is cheaper now, and it's replacing the old iPad.
Yeah.
But like, they also did release Logic and Final Cut for the iPad, which I thought was interesting because
Yeah.
that already existed, but it was really bad. Like a lot of people said that.
So this software stuff is, I mean, I've always found it interesting how Apple's trying to market, these premium high-end software stuff to iPad Pros and iPad Airs even.
like, so Apple makes two professional softwares. Lucas, you can chime in on this as well. Apple makes two professional softwares, Final Cut and Logic.
Yeah.
Logic is a music producing software like Ableton or even GarageBand,
Yeah.
which Apple also makes.
There's also one called Pro Tools, which is like
Pro
weird.
Tools, really? I've
Yeah.
heard of Ableton, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. And Final Cut is a video editing software like Premiere and DaVinci,
Yeah.
which I'm more familiar with than Logic, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. So now they're both on an iPad. So the iPad Pro actually has professional software to go along with it. But if you want to use Final Cut, why don't you buy a Mac?
That's what I'm saying, and especially with the pricing. Like that is
It's
very
the same price.
yeah,
You can buy a
it's-
MacBook Air for that money in the same size, and you don't even have to buy the keyboard and trackpad
yeah.
separate.
No, and the thing is that it's a much better experience
It
on a
is.
Mac.
It definitely is.
I really do not understand. Like it's very interesting how Apple's but like for some things it could work. Like for some creative things like
Like what?
drawing,
Like drawing. That's like the only
Drawing.
one.
or like animation in some aspects, I feel like could be better on.
I have seen people do animation more with like those Wacom tablets. Plugging
Oh,
those into
yeah,
a
yeah,
Mac.
yeah.
I have seen that.
But
That's way
but
more
think about it.
popular.
If that entire premise is just you're using a pencil to create something with you can just and if there's anything like that you can probably apply that to an iPad. So I
Oh.
think
They also launched a Final Cut camera app for the iPad to support multi-cam productions, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool actually.
So
That is pretty cool.
I have used the GarageBand app
I mean,
that on my
yeah.
iPhone.
Yes.
Now, of course, it's gonna be pretty hard to use because it's on the iPhone. It's pretty small. And honestly, like you were saying,
Yeah.
I would rather get it on a Mac than
On a
an
Mac,
iPad.
the GarageBand is also much better.
yes.
Yes.
So-
But Logic X is
Yeah.
no, but I feel like GarageBand has always been kind of like gimmicky for Apple because
Oh, yeah.
not
iMovie has been
gimmicky.
as well.
no, not gimmicky in the sense that it's like
iMovie
bad.
is a
I think-
singular line
I think-
timeline. What the
I think
hell?
GarageBand is actually really cool how Apple's
It
done
is.
all these
Yeah,
like
it's really
like
cool.
like Apple really like GarageBand if you look at it on Mac is really fleshed out. Like if you
Yeah.
use it,
Yes.
it's really well done. And the fact they've managed to like you could get like like back in 2019 you could use an iPod Touch with GarageBand.
Really?
Like who is actually using it? But like
yeah, but that wasn't a full version of GarageBand. The phone version is always the Mac version.
yeah, but like why does Apple even bother? That's what I'm saying. And I feel like
I mean,
it's a testament to Apple's passion for
It
like
is.
art and music.
I
Like they allocated money to something that they knew that only teenagers would use to act like a rapper every now and then.
yeah, I'm gonna say that Apple did start off as machines for creative people.
Yeah.
they're continuing that whatever. They're continuing that, and I think that's cool. But like, no, if you want to use Logic, you're not gonna buy an iPad. Oh yeah, and also the new Apple Pencil Pro.
Yeah.
Great name, very creative. Has like really cool features which Wacom tablets have had for a long time. But you know, you can now like squeeze it, I guess.
Yeah.
For like a menu, and you can like tilt it for like brush tips, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
But like, this is nice. Oh yeah, and also the Magic Keyboard case is now metal.
It's interesting.
I mean, it's $300. It should have been metal.
But
in the
is
first
it
place.
is it that iPod metal that scratches like nothing, or is it like actual?
I don't know. How am I supposed to know? They said it was aluminum.
Okay.
That's like your Mac.
Okay, yeah, it should be fine.
That's cool, but why would you buy an iPad if you can buy a Mac for the same price, for cheaper?
It's for a very niche market, I will say that.
What is that niche market? Tell me.
It's just like people who really like the portability of an iPad but want good performance.
But a MacBook Air is like the same portability,
Not-
especially if you have
yeah,
the
you
case.
can make the argument. You can make the argument for that. I can see that.
Like, what's the point at this point?
Well,
Also-
Apple isn't idiots.
Apple is an idiot. Really?
No, Apple isn't an idiot.
Oh, isn't. an
Okay.
idiot. Oh, okay.
They're
never
not.
mind.
They're not idiots. If they're releasing a product, they're expecting that product to make money. Like, think about what they did with these overpriced Air Maxes.
AirPods Max,
Yeah,
yeah,
AirPod
yeah.
Maxes. They were so like, even at now
Yes.
they've aged horribly.
I
But-
have actually heard that AirPods Max are actually not bad headphones.
I have a pair. Like, my
Really?
dad has a pair.
Oh, how are they?
They're really good. But like,
But they're lightning.
yeah.
And they're $550, and nothing $550
No,
should
but
be
no,
lightning.
but you can just get a pair of Sony WHXM like
Yeah,
fives.
yeah,
and
yeah,
it'll
yeah,
be
it'll be cheaper.
it'll be like 25% better quality.
Or
and it'll be
even if
something
you
like-
want the Apple experience, you pick up whatever the Beats ones were.
the Beats ones,
Like, my consciousness would never allow me to buy Beats, but you know, that's my opinion.
the Beats have a very if you listen to hip hop music, Beats are good. But
Beats are good.
if you're listening to any other type of music, I would not get Beats.
I would not get Beats in general,
Yeah.
but
But Beats, I think what Apple's done with Beats is really interesting. The way that it
I do like how it operates.
it operates as like a parallel to AirPods
Yes.
and everything. Like, you have the Beats Studio Pros, which are actually really nice headphones.
Really?
The
Oh, yeah,
earbuds,
yeah,
the
yeah.
earbuds
Oh,
for
the
$100
earbuds are nice.
for $150. It's pocketable, noise cancellation. That's not bad. Like, that in a sense isn't too
And
bad.
like,
It's
if
like the quality wise not as good as AirPods.
yeah,
it's
but
not bad.
think about it. Like, if you ask a 12-year-old what headphones do you want, it would either be Beats or AirPods, and
Yeah.
Apple owns both of them.
No, and it works in the Apple ecosystem too. if
It
you
does
look
work
at
in
it.
the Apple ecosystem
But
too.
here, the interesting thing is with Beats, Apple will advertise them to
Uh-huh.
Android. Like, they'll be like, we've made a parallel.
Yeah, and it like fast
You
pairs
know,
with Android
you know
as
the
well.
you know the H2 chip.
Yes, I do.
That's
Yes,
not
yes, I
on
do.
Beats. They've designed separate chips for
Yeah.
Beats headphones so that it works good with Android. So it's like a mixed middle ground between Apple and Android. That's really interesting
I
what
think
they've
that's
done
cool.
there.
I think Apple should do that more. And like, the whole argument with I bought AirPods, and to update the firmware, I need more of your devices, so I didn't buy enough of your devices.
Yeah,
Like, I think AirPods should do that as well at some point.
yeah.
I mean, as a, you know. Oh, damn! I scratched the case already. As a
But
Android user
to
with
get more on
AirPods,
topic,
yeah.
what do you think
Uh,
Apple's strategy is here? Is it trying to get back those profits that?
So I think the iPad profits went down because they didn't release a new iPad, and the
Yeah.
iPad Mini is the best iPad. No questions asked.
And I'm gonna be honest. I think
Yes.
if there was a Apple product that
Yes.
was most likely to go down first, it would probably be the iPad, because,
I would agree.
like you said, you're either gonna get a Mac or an iPhone, because the in between you're probably just gonna.
You
There's not really.
there isn't an in between.
No,
Yes.
no. I mean,
there's not really a point.
for those
Yeah.
higher end iPads, I could definitely agree. But for lower end iPads,
Oh
like
no,
the
lower end iPads are different.
the $300 base iPad, everyone's grandma has it to play Candy Crush. Every
Yes.
every kid.
Yes. Well, actually, I'm gonna say my grandma has like a 2019 iPad Pro because my grandpa used to have that and he needed it for his eyes. So actually that was the size. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah,
But and then also for the education market, Apple probably makes bank over
They do.
schools like
They
us
do.
That is true.
buying those
and
iPads.
I have actually heard that Apple is trying to get into like the space where Chromebooks are right now
Yeah, I think
because the idea with Chromebooks
That
is
would be big for them.
Chromebooks force you to use Chrome and then you switch to Firefox and you're like, what the hell is this? And then you switch right back to Chrome and then you end up using Chrome for the rest of your life. That's the idea that Google has. That's not a joke. That is an actual Google initiative. Try using Firefox now. It looks ugly and Chrome looks nice. Like if Apple could get
if
into
Apple
that
gets it
market-
in the hands of, what you're saying is this indoctrination. Apple wants to get it in the hands of kids early, groom
Yes.
them into the Apple's
I won't call it
ecosystem.
groom, but yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. It's not the way you put it sounds weird.
If they
yeah, go
Sorry.
ahead. Go
if
ahead,
they
go
make
ahead,
like a
no.
cheap
yeah,
computer, which very not like Apple, but
Very
if
not
they
like
could
Apple, I
get
would agree.
it, make like a really cheap Chromebook, get into the schools, that would be big for them.
that would be huge.
Yeah.
Because this
No.
guy I read the blogs of. I'll sorry to cut you off.
No, you can go.
Who does cool Apple stuff? Basic Apple guy. He released an April Fool's mock-up. He called the 12-inch MacBook.
Yeah.
He released like a modernized version of it, which would be used in schools, and it looks stunningly real. Look at it. It's like you can grab that. It
Yeah.
has like, yeah. Just scroll through that
That
page.
looks like it could break very easily.
No, what that
Yeah.
really? No. But that's actually a very nice mock-up compared to like the newer MacBook Airs. That looks very realistic, to me.
That looks nice. What did he say? I think Apple because
That's a mock-up. That's an April
No,
Fool's
I
joke,
think-
but yes.
I think Apple
Uh-huh.
in-house chip production is really really good. Like they could
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That I think M1 was the biggest jump.
No, but
Apple
it's
has
really
ever made.
cost effective for
It is.
Apple. Not
very
just
much
not
is.
just on the power and efficiency front. From the cost front, Apple doesn't spend too much on chips.
Apple doesn't not at all.
But the thing is, Apple always wants those 50, 60, 70% profit margins.
Oh,
And it's a publicly traded company, and I think
It
that's what they're really worried about. It's like if we're making 10%, if you don't make in the tech world, if you're making small profit margins, you can get away with it because of software.
yes.
But that's not really something in Apple's culture. That like they don't really take those types of risks that other companies will do.
I'm gonna say that like if one product is gonna go from Apple right now, it's like or one category of products kind of is just like gonna be like cut off. It's definitely gonna be like the iPad Pro, iPad Air. Maybe not the iPad Air because people use that for like taking notes.
I think they might have
iPad Pro.
done this.
iPad Pro.
They might have done this event just to
Yeah.
kind of.
Get the
I don't
hype
want
going
to.
for WWDC.
Yeah, I don't want
yeah.
to. I don't want to say anything, but maybe just to try to hype the iPad
Yeah.
one last. A little more because it's
And
yeah.
speaking of, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh God. Oh, speaking of Google, what did you say? I forgot what you said.
He's talking about
the
how
iPad.
it's really a marketing ploy to hype up the iPad.
Yeah.
this
Oh,
and that.
speaking of marketing ploys, of course. Annually, Apple likes to toy with the Google event, which is exactly in a week, May 14th. And it got announced before the Apple event. So I think it's because of that. But also, speaking of Google Pixel 8A, which they released a toy with the Apple event, and everything has to happen today. Lucas, tell me about it. I didn't have time to read it.
so.
we have
I
like
haven't
15
read the
minutes.
whole thing either,
Okay.
but apparently there is.
What colors does it come with? By the way?
Oh,
Very fun colors.
I know the Pixel. I've seen a Pixel 8, and it's a very nice size. But the
yeah.
camera bump is huge.
It says one of the captions of the photos. It
Yes.
says aloe and bay color options for
Oh.
those who don't want another black rectangle.
That's
Ah.
interesting. I think
You know,
like,
personally, I'm a big fan of my black rectangle, but you know, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Yeah.
monochrome color is very like for pro
Yeah.
high-end iPhones. It's even like pro high-end Google phones. It's typically the go-to.
Yeah, I really want to see like a really bright iPhone color. One of these.
Yeah.
Like a pro
Like a
iPhone color.
Back in the 5C days.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Such are the Pixel 8 Pro.
Yeah.
Like the first picture that comes out is like a really bright blue color. Pixel not 8 Pro. No, not 8 Pro. 8 Pro. It's a very nice blue color. So the
Yeah.
Pixel 8A. Oh, that makes sense. It got leaked by a phone carrier, and they just said screw it and posted
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Oh.
How does
That-
the phone carrier leak it? Like, did the phone carrier?
Oh no! You know how phone carriers can sell phones? I'm gonna assume they want to have it on release date. And
Yeah.
release date is Google I/O because that's when when the A phones get announced. That's in a week, so I'm assuming they're getting in just about now, and they probably just messed up the date.
Yeah.
It comes out in a nice minty green color, white color, black color, and a blue color, which looks kind of nice.
Yeah.
Anything else that you saw in that article?
There's a bunch of little improvements like
By the way,
storage,
if we have
refresh
time,
rate.
I'd like to talk about Apple again after.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have more opinions. Go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Let's see. There's some AI stuff that's been
great.
incorporated.
Love AI stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, a bunch of little improvements.
Yeah.
I think Google sort of like I think iPhones in general, or not
Mhm.
just iPhones, but
Yeah.
phones in general have kind of matured into this market where they're not rapidly
Yeah.
improving. They've just kind of like I think like when
That's a
I see
good
any
point.
iPhone or Pixel announcement, it just
Or whatever.
No,
Samsung.
or
that's a good
Samsung
point.
or Huawei even like it's just small improvements over
Yeah,
it is.
and like we talked about last year, it's gonna
Last-
get to a point where there's gonna have to be a next step in the technology that we use every day.
There's gonna have to be a next
Yeah.
step. I remember when people were like raving, "Oh, the smartwatch is gonna be the next step."
Yeah.
It's not.
No,
It's not.
I think Apple's really banking on this Vision Pro thing to work. They're banking on AR to be the next
Speaking
thing.
of Vision Pro, this isn't a topic, but they did have to halt production of it because
Yeah.
not enough people are buying it.
Well,
There's just not enough
no one
attention on it.
who's gonna buy a $3,500 like
Yeah.
like who's gonna buy a 35? The thing is only intended for the use of developers. Apple has filed patents for like Apple. You think Apple's stupid? They filed
Yes,
they
I do. I'm
they
joking,
filed
yes.
patents for contacts that have technology similar to what AR contacts that
So,
like not just glass.
Yes.
They've done, obviously we've seen Apple Glass and that.
yes.
What if
Google
they?
Glass. Google Glass.
All right, that was too ahead of its time. Anyways, we've
It was
seen
cute. It
we've
was so
seen-
good. It was beautiful. But you know what it could have been?
what?
So you know how it's like glasses, right?
Yeah,
But it had a camera on it. That's why people hated it. Now a camera on your face isn't as much hated.
Yeah.
Imagine it was just like a little thing that attached to your glass and put like the time right here and your notifications
Yeah.
right here. That would have done so well.
I think that's interesting. But Apple, but
yeah.
on topic of Apple and what they're banking on is they've spent billions of dollars, invested a lot of money into this sort of AR future with glasses and whatnot. And it's really interesting, and not just Apple. Obviously, Meta has done
Meta
it.
has done it as well.
I think Google. I mean maybe I'm making some prediction here, but I think Google will begin to because
I'm gonna
you have
assume.
to understand when phone sales have
um,
flatlined. Everyone that wants a phone has a phone,
Yes.
and in this new market, if you
And-
can get a new market in there, it's gonna
And
be
I have seen,
insane.
like, you know how I used to say that the main benefit of having an iPhone is the 7 years of software updates?
yeah.
So my phone doesn't because I bought my phone at the worst time, like I do everything.
Yeah, but Google is
But Google and Samsung have 7 years of guaranteed software updates,
yeah.
or I believe it's 5 years. Whatever, it's one of them. That's crazy. So people don't have to buy a new phone
Yeah.
every whatever.
They're starting to slow down sort of
Yeah.
the notion of you get a phone every year. Like that's what it used to be. Like thinking back
Yeah,
5-6 years ago.
even
that's
longer.
What,
that's
yeah.
like
It was just get
yeah.
a new phone because phones weren't that bad. Like iPhone started at maybe $150-$200. You can get a new one every year. Now they've bumped up prices
Yeah.
for good reason though. Like for good reason. Like I think phones
Yeah.
have become more premium.
Phones are
in
way more
quality
premium
over,
and more advanced
overall.
than they were.
and I think obviously inflation is a factor in that as well.
I don't know. Personally, I'm a fan of my black rectangle, but
Yeah.
it's pretty nice. I like it. I like the size of it. It's like a nice
Yeah.
The
size.
question is, would you back to the Pixel 8?
Yes, so go
Would
ahead.
you switch to the Pixel
8?
8A?
8A?
Yes.
Sit down right now. So originally I was gonna buy a Pixel 8, but then my old phone died
Oh.
completely. So I bought a Pixel 7.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna buy a Pixel 7A, but I decided it was like on sale for 25 years of Google, and this phone was more. So A stands for affordable. This one was $4 more expensive, and I just went for it. And I think that was a good choice.
Mm.
That was a very good choice. Do we want to say anything else about Apple?
I think we've covered all bases on it.
I think we have, yes.
So you want to get into
No, not yet. Not yet. Early. I want to quickly cover Rabbit R1, which
Yeah.
So, last episode we talked about the Humane AI pen, which... Well, last episode was the
Yeah.
interview with Shane, but whatever. Rabbit R1 is now out, which was the other gadget, handheld AI gadget released at CES 2024.
Yeah.
So basically, it's a bright orange thingy, which is made in collaboration with Teenage Engineering, which is cool. You know what that is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just cool. And it's small. It has a scroll wheel, but it's basically a phone. My phone can do all that. Why do I need one? Like, I don't
Yeah.
understand how. I don't know why.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
said, it's not there yet.
Yeah, it's. I don't think it's good. This is the thing.
Like
I
you
really
can't.
don't
No,
think.
the issue with the Humane AI pen is I think they advertise it as like a replacement for your phone.
It's
Mhm,
not.
that's-
It
And
can do
it's,
like
it's nowhere near a
it can do
replacement.
like
Yeah.
80% of what my phone does, and for the other 20%, I still need my phone.
Yeah,
like,
you're
like
not
you're
gonna
really
get rid
gonna
of your
you're
phone.
really gonna depend on some like projector weird thing
Yeah.
to like display your photos on this weird.
I did want to buy Rabbit R1 at one point. I
Yeah.
thought it was cool. It was only $200, and well, compared to the AI pen, which was $700.
Yeah.
But it's just not there yet. And think about it. What would you do to improve it? You know, it already has a SIM card slot and USB-C, which is pretty cool. I'd probably add a better camera.
I don't think the idea is there.
Yeah, basically it's just a
It's a-
smaller phone.
Yeah, it's a nice concept,
It is a nice concept.
but it has to be like a whole new.
I've actually seen
Idea.
someone on Reddit 3D print like a little case for it, which made it a watch, which looked pretty cool. We get a
Oh.
smartwatch, which is smaller and more convenient, have health features. Yeah, I think that's everything I want to say on Rabbit R1.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have opinions, but you know,
basically the same thing as the.
well, it's
yeah.
not the same thing, but yes.
I've-
Well, time for the hot topic. TikTok. My favorite app. So, I originally wrote this April 24th because we were taking a break for 2 weeks, and I was just writing down the news as it happened. And then, at that point, Biden signed this bill passing it into law, meaning TikTok would have to get banned by January 15th, 2025, or sell to an American buyer, or sell to by January 15th, 2025. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, and also April 23rd, the House did pass the TikTok ban bill. With actually an overwhelming positive.
Yeah, it's very bipartisan. That's something that's really interesting, especially in like today when you see everyone just like absolutely getting mad at each other.
Yeah, who would you think would buy TikTok? Because, like, I thought it would be
No one is buying TikTok. China, no, even TikTok itself is
They
gone. Said
no,
don't wanna-
they have to sell. We'll get to them. We'll get to them after that. If they sell, I think it would be someone from Fang or Mama. You know,
Bro, I'm not keeping up with these acronyms. Or
Oh, okay, fine.
Facebook now it's like Mang or something.
Yeah. Basically, Fang is Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google.
Well, now it's Mang because it's Meta. But
Well, no, now Netflix is gone because at that time that was the most rapidly growing companies, but now Netflix kind of fell off.
oh
So now it's Meta, Apple, Alphabet, which is the
yeah,
parent company of Google and YouTube and stuff, and Microsoft and Meta.
interesting.
Yeah.
So I feel like if there's anyone
Wait, I feel like there's one missing, but whatever, it's fine. It's one Meta, Apple, Alphabet, Microsoft, and there's one more A. Amazon. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna be one of them. I have seen someone propose that if Apple buys TikTok, would they like, you know Dark Sky, which is like a really cool weather app.
Yeah.
Apple bought it and kept it only on iOS. Would they do that with TikTok?
I'm sure that they're definitely considering
Yeah.
it. I'm sure of that.
Apple.
But will they buy it?
Apple, yeah.
I don't
Apple killed Dark Sky though.
They
They
did?
They took it's not an iPhone anymore, but
Oh,
they took the technology and implemented it into the iPhone's native weather
I
app.
thought it still was on iOS.
It's not anymore.
No, oh damn. Well, I assume they put it in their weather app. Never mind. I thought it was like Beats, where it's like a separate thing. Never mind.
No. But I feel like that's really
Would they,
interesting.
Like, make their own TikTok like app?
So I don't think. I
If
mean, I
they-
don't think that
That's actually all.
Yeah, if they had a social media app, that would be.
Did they
Google.
do?
Google's
No,
not.
they don't. But
No. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
Google's not going to be interested in buying it though, because it has YouTube Shorts, and YouTube Shorts has been extremely successful.
yes.
I think Google's not. God damn it. Google's not willing to like buy it right now, but they are banking on it just getting banned in the US and everyone going to YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
Because I know Instagram Reels are popular, but I think YouTube Shorts in retrospect is gonna be more popular.
Yeah.
Mhm. Especially if TikTok gets bought.
Yes.
And even if Google buys it, they would be like the king of like social media.
I would assume they would be the king of content because
Yeah,
YouTube
that's
is
true.
already like
Not social media, my bad.
yeah. Social
Content.
media is more meta. but
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, content. I
My bad.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So and the government is worried that TikTok would push Chinese propaganda
Yeah.
to TikTok, which they have not yet, but they are selling data to China. With the episode with Sid and Soho, at the end there was a joke that Tim said. It was like only American companies are allowed to sell data to China, not Chinese companies. Can't do that.
Yeah.
So today, about like 30 minutes ago, before we started recording, we opened, we need to see what's happening. Oh, Wordle now has a playable puzzle archive. That's pretty cool, actually. I just stopped getting distracted.
I think the TikTok ban is interesting in the sense
Yes.
that like
TikTok, let me just finish this. I know
it's
hard.
bipartisan too. Like both that like I don't want
Yeah.
to. This isn't a political podcast, but isn't it interesting that both Democrats and Republicans support a TikTok?
No. How
ban?
are you getting ticked? How are you getting New Hampshire and Texas to agree on something? I don't understand. Okay.
Well, okay, so they don't really, because that's not TikTok's target
Yes.
audience. They're not gonna be
Yeah, but
targeting those.
also this is good.
Yeah.
This TikTok ban is opening a Pandora's box for banning software.
What? Sorry.
Is opening a Pandora's box, as in the
Oh.
box is open and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
for banning software.
Yeah.
This wasn't really popular. The government did sue at one point in the 90s Microsoft, and it ended up. It's like a thing with Internet
yeah.
Explorer, whatever.
So
But that didn't really affect Microsoft. This just opens up a thing for like.
yeah. So as I was saying, I
Yeah.
think the government doesn't really know how.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people make a lot of money off of TikTok, so
Yes, they do.
they don't. The government, they don't really know. They can't relate to that, and they just and they're being safe with the. I can get on their side with that. They're being safe with this China security
Yes.
stuff.
I would agree. I
Yes.
think that's a concern
Yes,
because China is a communist nation. We all know
Mhm.
that.
China's a big adversary. Like China has
Yes.
banned a lot of U.S. software, a
Yes.
lot of U.S. hardware.
Also, when when they had their ban thing.
Yeah.
In China and I believe in Europe, there's this thing called super apps, which effectively do everything, like you from messaging to like making your doctor's appointment, which you wouldn't cut it off the App Store. We don't have that here. Maybe WhatsApp, but not
X
really.
X is trying to. Apparently, that's what Elon Musk wants to do.
Elon,
X.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. What if Elon buys TikTok?
that would
Does he
be-
have the money for?
How
it?
much is TikTok willing to?
It's gonna be in the hundreds of billions.
How much to buy TikTok?
I think any big company is
100
No.
billion.
contender.
No, Elon Musk
Oh
was.
wow.
Yeah, Elon Musk can't afford that.
I'm
I'm just saying that he's worth like what 250, 260, but he's just nothing in like that is liquid. But you know TikTok and
Oh no, Elon Musk is only 200 billion net worth.
yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah,
he
he can.
He
But-
can't afford it.
No, but I'm saying in the sense that there's also another thing Elon was proposing, restart Vine, because Twitter
Okay,
now X owns Vine. He could do it.
Vine was sick. Okay,
Yeah.
it was very much ahead of its time. It's like TikTok, but like Twitter does own Vine.
Do you
Yeah.
think
So if TikTok gets banned, Elon's like, Vine, it's here. Go nuts or whatever.
that is true? And do you think if Elon Musk had the money, do you think
Yes.
he would buy it?
By TikTok?
You think so?
Yes. He bought Twitter, which I think was
Yeah.
one of the worst financial decisions anyone could have made.
$40 billion is over.
Twitter's a non-profit.
I mean, no, it's not non-profit, but I'm saying it.
Yes, it is.
doesn't- Wait, it's non-profit.
Yes. Twitter's a non-profit. That is the most money ever spent on a non-profit.
Oh wow.
No, I know Twitter doesn't make any money, but
Oh,
is it-
actually, Wikipedia might be.
no,
I don't
Twitter
think.
Twitter doesn't make a profit. I don't know if it's
Yes.
designated
No,
as a
Twitter
non-profit.
is designated as a non-profit.
Really?
He like tweeted, "Oh yeah, I bought the largest non-profit or whatever." Yeah. Twitter is actually designated as a non-profit, and I think he made a mistake in the word tweet
Dang.
is a verb. It is an actual.
And he changed
verb.
it to X.
And he just changed it to X.
Like, do you
That's
know?
a brand
do you know?
identity.
Do you know how bad I feel at school typing in x.com on my computer?
You
How
know-
bad? How bad? Tell me.
Pretty bad. It feels.
Pretty bad,
It feels.
pretty bad.
It feels.
It feels
Feels
bad.
very
It
awkward.
might not seem very logical to our point of view, but maybe, just maybe, he might have a
plan, a master
yes,
plan.
a reason for doing this.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. I remember I made the Steve Jobs analogy on the.
God. Okay. Steve Jobs is a psychopath. Was a psychopath. Like, I don't understand anyone who's like defending him. Oh, he was just very particular with what he released. Oh, I should stop hitting the table. There was a rumor for this iPad event that there would be a calculator out on the iPad.
That was an April Fool's joke, more than likely. There's no way.
No, this was an actual rumor. Mark Gurman posted it.
Really?
Something happened at Apple where they couldn't figure. I think if it's coming from Mark Gurman, they were heavily considering it and probably developing it. Something happened where they decided not to do it.
Oh wow! Company worth near $3 trillion doesn't know how to make an iPad app.
I mean, no, clearly, like iPad's the best productivity tool ever. Where's the calculator?
No, but all like the calculators are so crappy. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, that's fine. I have seen like an article that there's like the iPhone calculator logo. Some guy just sat in his garage and just drew a blue calculator logo and copied the exact thing into an iPad app with no ads, no nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, they can clearly do it if a guy in a garage can do it.
Yeah.
You know. I do think Pixelated 8a is cool because like Google can't keep anything secure at all apparently. So, just them going forward and saying, you know what, take it, internet. Like, I think that's fine. Oh, and it's only $4.99, and 120 hertz display, and 7 years. How did I miss this, Lucas? You missed a couple.
Did I miss that too?
You missed a couple things in that article. Okay, so major news last year launch was the Pixel 7a and the old Pixel 6a. From the Pixel 6a was $349. It's still a great phone right now. Then Pixel 7a was I think $400. No, $450 or $400. One of them. It wasn't $500. So Google has a new Tensor chip, G3.
In the world of Android budget phones, how does Google stack up?
In the world of Android, so look, I was talking to someone once, and like, if I made a phone, it would run Android. In fact, most devices you see run Android.
Yeah.
Cameras run Android. Like, most devices you
That's
see.
how Android started off, as like a
yes,
camera.
yes,
software.
but not just that they started off. A lot of devices that need some sort of software just base it off open source Android.
Yeah, because it's easy.
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah, good point.
Imagine if
basically,
iOS was open source.
Like, I was talking to someone, and if I was building a phone, I would build an Android phone, and he's like, "Oh, I want to build an iPhone," and I just start laughing, cause like you can't do that. That's the idea. So basically, the world of budget Android phones. So Android revolves around two companies: Google, which makes Android, and Pixel phones, which I think are better because Samsung has this one UI which like skins Android very heavily, and it's bad. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Stock Android. And then Google, and then Samsung, and then there's other different companies like Nothing, which released some very cool new earbuds actually, which I think I think actually looks sick. And the world of the Nothing Phone 2A, I think they're losing money on. It's only $350.
It's
They're
a good.
losing
It's
money.
a good phone though.
It is a good phone. I think it doesn't work in our country, but it's a good phone.
Yeah.
Can you buy it in our country?
I remember when it first came out and people were kind of not pretty hyped about it. It wasn't.
It's cool.
The
Oh, it's
glyph-
not. It doesn't work properly in our country. Never mind.
oh,
The glyph interface is interesting.
It's cool, but I still think, and I have heard people say, like, I'm on an iPhone right now, but if I ever just switch to an Android phone, it would be a Pixel phone because tightly integrated hardware and software is the way to succeed, and an ecosystem, which Apple does. How is the ecosystem like for you? What do you use for like ecosystem features?
Well, seamless switching between. I think when I'm wearing my AirPods
Uh-huh.
and I have like my phone and
That is cool.
I put my phone down, it'll just and I look at my. I literally just like do this to my computer. It'll automatically connect.
That is cool.
I think it just feels very seamless. Like or
It
if I
does.
or if I have a timer on my phone, transitions to my Apple Watch, I can view that timer just by like this.
I do think it's kind of cool how
It's
you
little
can,
things, little things that
Yeah,
add up.
it's 100%.
Or like if I'm
little
playing a
things.
song on my. I mean, I don't have my
Yes.
Apple Watch on right on, but
Yeah,
on
that's
Apple
fine.
Music, if I play a song.
Oh yeah, why do you switch from Apple Music?
Oh, we'll
From
get to that
Spotify
later. Let
Apple
me just make
Music?
the point first.
Okay, go ahead.
If
make the point.
if I got a song I'm playing on Apple Music and I switch to my phone, or if I'm playing a song on my phone and I look at my watch, it'll show me what song is playing, the cover art, and like I can skip it. It'll just sync automatically.
Oh really?
Everything.
That's nice.
It's
Well,
really
Spotify does that too, actually.
yeah. Spotify does too. It's a little better on Apple Music.
I do think the achievement of Spotify is that it runs on everything. It runs on most distributions of Linux, Chrome OS. Most distributions, not all distributions, because there are a ton of distributions of Linux. Chromebooks, Android, iOS, Mac, and Windows.
Yeah.
And it can seamlessly switch. I think that's cool. Oh yeah. Also, I was just reading the article about the Pixel 8a. It looks like it's more repairable than the old phones.
Yeah.
Oh, sick! And Google's doing the thing where they fix it again, where if you want to repair the phone, iFixit will provide actual Google parts. That's cool. I like that. Because repairable stuff is good. And right to repair is good. Anyways, why did you switch from Spotify to Apple Music? Tell me.
Well, basically, like it was like more cost effective because like
It is more cost effective.
like
A little bit. Oh, because you were paying.
yeah, it was
oh,
like the
yeah.
plans and stuff.
What,
But
did your parents just cut off Spotify completely?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
But it's not that bad though. I think Apple Music, gets the job done. Better sound
Yeah.
quality for because I have AirPods.
yeah.
so I agree with that. I think as long as it gets the job done,
It does
It
get the
has
job
to-
done, but I can
it's-
actually use Apple Music on an Android phone.
yeah. So
Yeah.
You can download
yeah, I
it.
think it's just if you want all the specs, obviously get the better one.
There is Apple Music. I
But-
can't use it because you have to pay for a plan for it either
Oh.
way because it doesn't have a free tier. But it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
but if you just want music, then you're gonna get the
Yeah.
cheapest one. That
Apple Music has objectively better sound quality if you're in the ecosystem with AirPods.
I understand it has objectively better sound quality, but
But
think about this.
even without AirPods, if you plug in decent headphones, it has lossless audio. Spotify doesn't
Really?
even have
not yet. It's coming.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a hi-fi tier. It's gonna be a
course it will.
separate tier.
Goddamn.
Apple includes it for free.
For free? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, for free?
Lossless audio is free. It's $10.99.
Yeah, but $10.99 is not free.
Yeah, for free in the normal tier. If once Spotify introduces, they're gonna introduce some like $13.99, $14.99 hi-fi tier specifically
Fair.
built for it.
I
And
was-
we don't even know when, bro. They've been saying this for like
Yeah.
2 years that they're gonna
But
release a
I
hi-fi
must
tier.
say that like Spotify, I was gonna say open source, but they're not. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Apple Music does a really good job.
Spotify, in my opinion, is just better for people.
Yeah, because
As
it's more
in-
social. I agree with that.
No, not just that. It has their API, which you can embed into your website. It
Yeah.
has. It's way easier to upload stuff. You just go to Spotify for Artists and you upload it.
Well, you not necessarily.
You
Like
can't do
you
that.
could-
now. No,
you
it is.
you have to use.
No, you don't. That's the point. With Apple Music, yes, you do. For example, Shane, which we had last week.
He used what's it called?
I believe he's a DistroKid, which
Yeah.
does upload to Apple Music.
It uploads to everything.
But still, there's like a little thing where like you can't just upload to Apple Music.
Yeah.
And also Apple Music. You have to do it through a third party thing. You can do it on Spotify for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird. Well, is that everything we wanted to say? Or is there more that I missed? Let me check the doc.
we
real
can get
quick.
into the
Yeah.
fun stuff. The
Oh.
thumbnail.
Fine.
The
Start.
thumbnail.
Start. Go ahead.
So, are you aware that Drake utilized AI in the Kendrick Lamar?
just tell me the story. I didn't read this.
So, he basically said. So basically, for a long time, J. Cole, Kendrick have been, and Drake have been
Yep.
the big three of hip hop.
Yes, they were.
And
For a long time.
so Kendrick said, screw the big three. It's just big me. And
it's just
he did
you.
he dissed
Yes.
he dissed J. Cole and Drake on one track on a feature, and so a little bit later J. Cole dissed him, but he weirdly apologized after because it was so bad and he was getting flamed for it, and he just was like, yeah, I'm sorry, Kendrick, and he took it off Spotify and like Apple Music.
So is that the whole conflict?
What? Yeah, that's.
That's literally it.
And then so then Drake went after Kendrick on this song called Push Ups.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
So
So and then Kendrick so Kendrick released something called Euphoria last week, exactly last week, and he went after Drake, and then Drake and then so then a little bit later, Kendrick released 616 in LA, which was like a diss against Drake, but that was like he only released it on Instagram. It wasn't a real diss. It was just kind of like a mock sort of track,
Yes.
like a what's it called, demo track. And I think later a night later, so that night Drake went and he released this track called Family Matters, and he went after Kendrick. He accused Kendrick of being a violent domestic
great.
abuser, and then Kendrick said, okay, so this is where it gets kind of so before this let me explain. Before this happened, Drake released a song called Tailor Made Freestyle. So Kendrick hadn't responded for a little bit. So this is before Kendrick released Euphoria. So Drake was basically teasing Kendrick and used AI Snoop Dogg and AI Tupac. You obviously know Tupac Shakur is, right? He used AI versions of their voices and mocked Kendrick. And because Tupac and Snoop Dogg are on the West Coast, so that's more culturally relevant to like where Kendrick Lamar is. And he basically made fun of Kendrick
I
using
do
the
support
AI.
the West Coast personally.
Yeah.
The East Coast.
What do
kinda
you think
sucks.
about that sort? And that sort of drawn questions about the utilization of AI in music and its legality. So I think that's really interesting.
I think remember there was the whole strikes
Yeah.
thing in
Hollywood for
Yeah.
ChatGPT writing scripts.
No, it actually wasn't for ChatGPT. writing
No,
scripts.
but that was one of the things they demanded, that we need protection against AI.
It was. Oh, really? It was
Yeah.
actually mostly. I don't remember what the writers wanted. the writers wanted more money.
Yeah.
Actors. I think this is the bigger conflict. If you were acting like a small part in a movie, like walking through the background, right?
Yeah.
They would just scan you and use your likeness forever. Actors didn't like that,
Yeah.
and that got settled. But I think people shouldn't do that.
Do what?
Like you using AI for creative work.
I think it's.
I think it should be used for redundant tasks, like
it
a
should-
computer, but not for creative
It
work.
should be used to help you, not to
I would
do
agree.
everything.
Yes.
I think, and I
And-
especially think, bringing a dead person back without their permission
Yes.
to mock like he was
Well, I'm
basically
sorry. How would
That's-
he give?
yeah.
How would he give him permission?
his estate could his family.
Oh,
could give
fair,
him
fair, fair,
permission.
fair. Don't think about that.
But I think this is just the beginning of, and I think this is we're gonna have a lot more examples of this happening in the future
I would agree.
with other, I don't know, maybe movies, other songs and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Um,
To like continue with the beef thing. So
Oh,
basically,
right.
Kendrick wrote a message. So Kendrick, after Drake dropped Family Matters, Kendrick wrote a diss. It's actually kind of insane. He wrote it to each of Drake's family members. He said, "Dear Aubrey, I am sorry that man is your father." Then he went down the list, right?
Whoa,
So,
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Oh.
Drake's.
no, Kendrick wrote that diss to Drake. He
No,
went through each of-
Drake's like kid is Aubrey.
Yeah. No. Sorry, Adonis. My bad.
Never mind.
And then
I
he
was
went to
like, whoa, whoa,
Adonis.
Narcissus.
Then he wrote a letter to his mother.
Uh-huh.
And then he wrote a letter to his father. He's like, I don't like that you gave birth to this man. That's basically what he
Oh
told him.
my god.
And he went to Drake. So no. Then he went to Drake's daughter that Drake abandoned. So he said, so Kendrick Lamar
I
basically
wouldn't
is.
call that good action.
So
but
no,
okay.
Kendrick Lamar is basically alleging that Drake abandoned the daughter. So Drake's already been exposed for basically trying to cover up Adonis. And 4 years back, Pusha T, this other rapper, exposed Drake for doing that. And then Drake kind of had to accept the situation. Like, yeah, I have a son. My bad. I didn't tell anyone. Or I
Oh no, him not telling anyone. That's fine. I think.
No, it wasn't that. It was that he like purposely tried to cover it up
Oh,
and
no, I
like
think
get
it's
his fiance to like
Oh,
not
oh,
like
never
like
mind.
and he didn't want to like that like it was bad. Like
Oh,
he
never mind.
and when he was accused of it, like when people
Yeah.
brought it forward before so when his fiance alleged Drake's not paying me any money for child support, he's not doing anything like that. Like it's not Drake's
Never
fiance, it was like someone
That is my mistake.
but he
yeah.
and stuff like that, and then Drake was basically kind of like, oh, I don't know what they're talking about, and then Pusha T had to bring it, and then
Jesus
Drake had
Christ.
to accept it, and so Kendrick Lamar is basically alleging that Drake has an
Yeah.
11-year-old daughter.
Do you,
Drake
do,
denies that though. He denies
do you
it.
think this is gonna escalate more?
Yeah, because Drake
Honestly,
said
I thought you were gonna say that like Drake wanted privacy over his kid for people.
No,
to
he didn't
know,
want
like-
privacy over
Never
his kid, he
mind,
just
that's
denied
different,
having a
that's
kid.
different. I understand. I mean, that's a way of getting privacy for your kid, but
And,
how
like-
he did that was different. I understand that.
And,
so I mean, Kendrick said, I think people like him should die. So do you know what's been going on with sort of the P Diddy stuff?
Mhm.
So Kendrick is alleging that Drake is involving in
Oh,
other
great.
stuff like that. So
How
Okay,
do you
that's
think
well,
they're gonna
interesting.
settle this?
I don't know. Well, that's enough of that. Real quick, I'm gonna say about the Apple event, just real quick to end off the episode. We just didn't go. We just kind of talked about it. We didn't say
Yeah.
it. So, the iPad Air now has an 11-inch model and a 13-inch model, but not a smaller model. Interestingly.
Yeah.
That's diagonally on the screen. The 11-inch model is $599. The 13-inch model is $799. It comes in space gray, blue, purple, and starlight, and with up to 1 terabyte of storage. And let me check what the iPad Pro is. And I want to real quick sneak in a thing about the iPad Pencil Pro, because I thought that was interesting. So the iPad Pro, come on, knock knock. Oh wow, I like how they wrote on their website, thin possible. So narcissistic. Look at this. It literally says thin possible. I understand it's thin, but come on. It also comes in 11-inch model and a 13-inch model. But it has, like the MacBooks, it has silver and space black, which I think is pretty cool. That's pretty cool, actually.
wait.
Yes, they are all USB-C. Lightning on the iPad is dead. And real quick, we're gonna check the accessories because we never talked about those. For like the keyboard thing, module and the. Okay, the featured iPad accessories. There's a Magic Keyboard. There's a new Magic Keyboard for the. Oh yeah, and the iPad Air has an M2 chip, and the iPad Pro has an M4 chip. The Magic Keyboard is now aluminum, and.
Wait, that's interesting. The Apple Pencil 2nd Gen and the Apple Pencil Pro are the exact same price.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they still sell both?
Yeah.
That's great. Oh, I like how it says on the Pencil Pro. That's very weird. Is it really? Let me see. That's actually kind of weird.
I mean, like we were talking about before, if they actually had this Apple stuff in schools,
Yes.
can you imagine like these Apple pens and
I
stuff like
have
that?
Are a little
seen-
too
That'd be
expensive.
cool.
They are
That
a
is
little
true.
too expensive.
Yeah,
Like this one Apple Pencil is like maybe
Yeah.
$10 short of the cost
Yeah.
of a Chromebook.
yeah.
So, well, no, the Chromebooks are $250, and the iPads in the elementary school are like $320.
But, like,
Wait,
Could-
really? Chromebooks are like the Chromebook
these
you
are
have, right?
$250. Yes.
I thought they were $99.99.
But like, could you imagine this like Apple Pencil in the school?
That's
with
crazy,
thing?
yeah.
That'd be pretty.
Maybe they make a
Uh,
budget version.
Whoa! I can't. Wait. You're joking that they're the same price?
Look at
Apple. I'm getting to it. Wait. Wi-Fi. Sure. I don't care. No engraving. Oh come on. Just get to. Choose the Apple Pencil that works for you. Apple Pencil Pro for $129. No, they don't sell the second gen anymore.
No, it's right.
Which iPad are you on?
I'm just on the website. Look.
Oh, can't lift it because of course I can't. Okay. You're in Safari because of course you are. So, Apple, you can still buy the Apple Pencil first generation. Oh, I was just on a random iPads page.
Oh,
Never
okay.
mind. For your compatible, I think the iPad Pencil. Does it not have wireless charging? No, that's USB-C iPad Pencil. Okay. Oh. Okay, never mind. They are the same price. That's weird. Maybe they're not compatible with the iPads
Yeah.
they are. Okay. I guess that's it. We are at 55 minutes and 46 seconds. Stretched a little too far. Didn't get derailed much this time except the beef thing, but whatever.
So
Next.
all in all,
Yes.
so it was a long episode.
It was a long episode.
Apple event,
Apple event, yes.
Pixel,
Pixel, yes, I think that was major. TikTok.
TikTok, Kendrick and Drake.
Kendrick and Drake.
AI.
And-
AI.
Am I missing anything else?
Oh, yeah, and we briefly talked about
Yes,
that Rabbit
yeah.
one
Yeah.
he made it happen.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess that's it. This was a fun episode. By the way, you both are good for May 14th, right? That's
Yeah.
in a week. That's Google I.O.
Yep.
See y'all then.
All right.